Hi, my name is Doug Strain. I'm a trainer and technical writer for Veracity Networks, and today I'm going to be showing you how to use schedules, which can be very useful for after-hours handling for an auto attendant. You can use them with hunt groups to do after-hours handling, and they also get used a lot for individuals to set up whether or not their business line rings their cell phone or not. You can set that up on schedules. So it's some useful stuff, and we're going to set this up by going into https://hosted.veracitynetworks.com. In this demo, we're going to log in as the sandbox administrator and go to the sandbox, which is our demo area. And it brings us to the main profile section on the left sidebar, and we're going to go into schedules right down at the bottom of the main frame. And I've already got a couple set up in here, but I'll come back and show you how to do a brand new one. But one thing we'll notice up top, you got two different types. You got the time and the holiday. And then over here at the level, you've got group ones. And if you're in an individual user's profile, it's also possible to have personal level schedules that are unique to that individual user. So we'll start by clicking Add. And we need to give it a good name. So let's call this one Sample Business Hours. And as you can see, I've got that as a time schedule, which is your business hour schedule, as distinguished from a holiday schedule, which we'll also cover. And we click OK, and we're in here where we can do a brand new schedule, or we can edit them. And you can click the edit button, or you can just go directly to the name itself and click on it. And we need to add events. You might have an event for Saturday, another one for Sunday, one for the entire weekend. It may be just straight Monday through Friday, 9 to 5. You can set up multiple rules, or events as they're called here. So we're going to call this one Weekdays. I'll put in there 9 to 5 for good measure. And we want to go ahead and make that effective today, even if it's not till next Monday or next December or whenever. Just want to get this as a live rule, unless you need to hold back for some reason. I'm going to set the time frame as 9 o'clock to start. AM, not an all-day event. Now, say, for instance, if you're doing a schedule where you had an all-day 24/7 event, you could just click right there and make it that. Typically, you'll use that for holidays. The end time, we decided it was going to be 6 o'clock. And I'm going to show you something real quickly. You might get this error message if you tried to add it, that the end date must be after the start date. That's because I forgot to set it to PM. And we want this to recur every week. If you set it to never, that would be a one-time event. But in this case, we're going to do a weekly one, which gives us some additional options. You want to set this for Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. And we never want it to end, so I've got it set to never there. Like if this is a one-time event, say you're having an unusual day, maybe the office Christmas party, and you guys are knocking off a few hours early. You could come in and do a one-day event for just that one day and set it to never recur, or to stop recurring after one occurrence or by date. That would be a one-time thing that wouldn't repeat next year. And then you just click OK, and that creates your weekdays one. And let's say we also work on Saturdays. So we're going to add another event, Sample Saturday, 12 to 5, let's say. And let's go ahead and make that effective today, even if it's not Saturday yet. I'm going to set that one for 12. And we want to be careful that it's 12 p.m. rather than starting at midnight through 5 o'clock p.m. We're going to set the recurrence to weekly. And we only want this happening on Saturday. And we never want it to end. Click OK, and now we have the weekdays and the 9 to 5 set up. We're going to go back to the main one. I'm going to go ahead and delete this one since we're not using it anymore. So I check here for delete, click Apply. And what I'm going to do now, well, first I'm going to show you an example of an unusual schedule day. The recurrence pattern is never 8 to 3 on December 11th. That's how you do the Christmas holiday, or for instance, this year, 2015, July 4th was on a Saturday, so a lot of people took July 3rd off instead. You could have come in here and done a one-time event to make July 3rd, 2015 off all day, and then just set it to never recur. And next year, it goes back to the regular July 4th schedule. So we're going to OK out of this one and go back to the main schedule page. And let's take a look at a holiday schedule. We named this one Holidays. Makes it easy to figure out which one it is in a drop-down list, which you'll appreciate if you're ever trying to tie one of these rules to an auto attendant or a hunt group or some kind of call forwarding or simultaneous ring system. Currently, we've got Christmas, Christmas Eve, July 4th, Memorial Day, and Thanksgiving. Let's start by going in and doing one for, let's do it for the January 1st, New Year's. I'm going to add one. I'm going to make it easy on myself by calling it New Year's. Set the start date effective today, even though it doesn't happen for a couple of months. We're going to make it an all-day event. We want it to recur every year. So we get some good options here. For January 1st, though, all we need to do is set it for first day of the year, or first day of January, and we never want it to end, and then hit OK. Now contrast that with, say, for instance, we've already got Memorial Day. Let's do one for Labor Day. We'll make the start date effective today. All-day event. We want it to recur every year. And we want it to happen on, we need to click the little check here, the first Monday of September. Never ending. Click OK. We now have a complete holiday schedule. And one last one we do is called a closed schedule. This one gets used by hunt groups primarily, although you can do it with some other rules too. I'll show you those at the end of this video. But first off, let's go into a closed schedule, which is a regular time schedule. And you need to set it so you've got 3 different rules. You need one so that from the end of business every weekday till midnight, it's closed. So, and we need another one that's starting at midnight until the start time on weekdays, it's closed. And then if you're closed on weekends, you can just do another one that's just closed all day on weekends. So look at the closed in till midnight. I've got mine set so it ends at 11:59 p.m. I'm playing it safe. I know of some people who will set the date one day further past and set it for 12 o'clock a.m. I'm told that works. I am a cautious man sometimes, and I tend to take something that I know is going to work, so I do the 11:59 version. But you can do the one that's maybe probably actually the superior version. I'm just extra cautious. I've got it set for Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. I never want this to end. Apply it. Click OK. And then just resume with that. You need to do one for midnight till start of business. The 5 days of the week never ends. And you need one for that works for your weekends. In this case, I've assumed that they're closed all day, so I've made it an all-day event. And this is only for Sundays and Saturdays. I made it effective whenever I built this rule, and I never want it to end. And then you hit apply and OK. So those are the rules. They're pretty easy to set up. Let's go see how you can use them in some cases. First off, and even if you don't have these things, well, I'll tell you, I'm going to cover auto attendant real quickly for after hours, hunt group real quickly for after hours, and personal. They won't take long to do. So if you don't have an auto attendant or a hunt group, maybe fast forward a little bit. It won't take very long. So we're going to go into auto attendants. I'm going to go into one of my basic samples, and we're going to set up the menus. The business hours menu goes by the business hours, and the after hours menu goes by the holiday schedule and the non-business hours on the business hour schedule. Over in back to the group level, going up top, services, hunt group. Now this is a premium service, but if you have a hunt group that has call forwarding, that's a platinum hunt group, or you've got a platinum license, you can go in and set up something called call forwarding selective. And you can do it one of 2 ways. I've done it two different ways in this one. I've done a closed hours rule without a holiday schedule attached, saying if it's during that closed schedule that we created, the one that goes from midnight to start time and then end time to midnight, you can set it that based on that schedule, calls from any phone will use the default forwarding address if it's during the closed hours schedule. And the default address is just the one that was set on the main page right here, the star 55201. Tells the system, star 55 says, go to voicemail, and 201 says, it's got to be the voicemail for 201. So that's what a lot of hunt groups will do, is they'll set that up that way. And then you can also set up a holiday rule. Holidays are kind of funny on the rules. Holidays in any other schedule besides every day, all day, tend to have some conflicts. You can't count on it. So when you do a holiday rule, and I probably should have covered this earlier in the holiday part, but when you do a holiday rule, always choose the default every day, all day, which is our 24/7, 365 default rule if you don't have any other schedule. Do the holiday against that. And again, we've got any phone number, default forward to the voicemail again, or it could be an answering service or another call center in a follow the sun type of fashion. So I've got two different rules set, so I don't have to have the holiday rule going against the closed hours rule, so that on holidays and during closed hours, all of the calls will go to this voicemail. So it's easy as that. You can also go into your individual users to create profiles for them, or your individual users, if they know about this, can log in as themselves. I'll show you that one. So Agent 1's logging in with just regular user permissions, so he doesn't have, as you can see, he doesn't have like all these options to go in and set up things for the group in the call center. Basically what you've got in the individual user section is an option to change your password. You can set up some incoming call rules, which I'm going to show you after this, and you can do a schedule. And as you can see in this one, it's got all the group schedules here, the time schedules and the holiday schedules are in here. He could just use one of those rules. Or if his schedule's different from everybody else, he can set up his own personal one. And then he'll see his personal schedule option, but nobody else will. Let me show you where that will tend to be used. Typically, you'll use this sort of thing with the simultaneous ring options or one of the mobility options, or sometimes with the call forwarding options. These can all be set up with rules. For instance, I've got a rule in here that any of these two numbers, if they call my regular business line for Agent 1, it'll also simultaneously ring both the numbers we have in here. And I've got it turned on. There's an option there for if you're already on a call. And I've got two rules. You can do it either way. So I've got them both in here as an example. Right now, the work hours rule is the one that's set to ring simultaneously, calls from all phone numbers, and it's based on Agent 1's schedule. And it's set right here. It says use simultaneous ring during Agent 1's schedule from any phone number. The alternative way you could do that is an after hours type of rule, where it says do not use my simultaneous ring if it's during my closed schedule. And again, no holiday schedule set in there because we don't want holidays and closed hours disagreeing with each other on anything. And we've got this set for any phone number. So it's that simple to use to set up schedules and do useful things with them. If you have any questions or need any help with this, though, you can always call us either locally at 801-379-3000, or you can also reach us toll-free at 1-800-213-1315, or by email to csgroup, that's C as in customer, S as in group, csgroup@veracitynetworks.com. So thank you. Have a good day.